What do you mean by the title, How Do We Get There From Here, Master Lama Rasaji?
Well, it's a really interesting concept. You know, I've gone around for 5 decades now with training. And as you know, Jimmy, I've lived and trained in 10 different countries. I'm one of the few Americans that's been to 35 out of 50 states. Over a dozen of those I've taught Tai Chi Gung in. I've been in 2 provinces of Canada alone doing retreat. And one of the things I've always got a kick out of asking people is, so tell me where heaven is. And it's very interesting to get the response. The most common response that I get kind of goes back to what an individual was experiencing in their mother's womb prior to birth. That being somewhere warm and cozy and, kind of like not really doing anything. And I always tease people that it's in the belly of our mom where we first learned to do our first yoga, because our legs are wrapped around each other, our arms are folded, we're in a semi-fetus position. And the interesting thing that's going on is that we're already breathing energy, and we're taking our nutrition through the umbilical cord. So it's very interesting because, I'm also, as you know, a father of 3 beautiful boys. And I cut the cord of all 3 of those boys. And the Lamas taught that study an infant when they're born, especially if they experience a natural birth and there was very little trauma. And what you'll experience, Lama Rasaji, is there's little to no tension in an infant's body. I mean, you can literally stick your finger in up to like the second knuckle because there's no tension, except an inch or so around the umbilical cord, because that area is constantly getting nutrition, getting its fluids, and everything, it's vitamins and everything, and also it's oxygen there. But Master Rabbi Jesus said that we're to be born of water of our mother, and we're to be born of the fire, the holy fire of our Father. And of course, when he first said that, there was a lot of apostles say, well, how do we go back into the womb of our mother? And they did not know where it was. Well, then he goes on even more, and he says, the wind bloweth and cometh, and we know not where it goes and where it comes from. And so are those who are born of spirit. Well, the church has its fundamental concept of what it means to be born again. But the true esoteric message that even the Essenes taught 300 years before the birth of Christ, that prepared the way for the Christ, as we shared in episode 21, The Lost Journey of Jesus. But what you understand is that the moment you begin to breathe energy, so Genesis says that God the Father breathed into man and made man human because he gave him the breath of life. Now, Jimmy, you know this as well as anybody, because 7 or 8 months ago, you started breathing this energy breath. And just share with the audience what happened to you and what your physical and emotional sensations were as you started to learn how to breathe the breath of life.
Well, at first, I was only doing the breathing. I wasn't even doing the exercises. And I think for the first 60 days, I was doing the breathing. And the clarity of thought was incredible. The increased in clarity of thought was incredible. And I've already take a lot of, I do herbs, supplements, stuff for my body, all the vitamins and minerals, and then for my mind also. But it increased it, just the oxygen, the additional oxygen supply, and then the energy that I felt, because I've been in personal development, spirituality, and all of that for over 3 decades. Okay. That got rocket fuel dropped into it. That got rocket fueled. Now, the connection with the creator, and I'm not going to get into specific names and all of this and all that religion division stuff, but it became more powerful than it ever has been. With the Son, the Word that became flesh, and the Creator and the Spirit, I've never experienced, I've always worked towards that. I've always ascended more and moved forward with that, but not like when I started doing the breathing. And then I started adding the exercises to it, where I'm actually working the different energy portals of my body, because we're a human being having a experience as a soul with the spirit of the creator within us. So like the earth is, that energy body is rolling up and down, just like when you see the earth. Just the way the earth is, the energy is going through the center of the earth. It's happening in our body. And that's increased tremendously. Manifestation and what the creator's done this year as being one of his stewards of his kingdom businesses, most people would not believe it. Okay, so I got to tell you, I give 2 thumbs up, and if I could give more than 2 thumbs up, I would be giving 150 thumbs up, 1,000 thumbs, 1,000,000, and then on top of it, to see the kind of testimonials that are coming in from other people around the world that are doing the 45-day challenge. I mean, I told you the other day, I was weeping. Okay. I was weeping. And whether it's parents that lost their children, or people that have disabilities that are unbelievable and they're turning it around, or people that are having anxiety or stress or any of these things and they're turning it around, or people that have been on the journey for decades like myself and it's dumped rocket fuel on it. It's been amazing, brother. And, I'm very blessed and grateful that the Heavenly Father's put us back together again.